Okay, so for our idea, we're going to do a psychological thriller, and it's basically, the main outline is that a teenager has killed his family, and we're going to find out the reason why.
It's overall like a flashback, so the start just like shows a murder, and then the rest of the film, which we're not filming, is just why he did it. So yeah.
It's going to start off with the teenager, because the teenager's going to be a little bit mental. We're going to have him just like walking casually. He isn't going to be like frustrated or anything, so he's going to come from the shops and go into the house. As he walks in, he's going to say, "Hi Mum, how are you?"
As if it was just a normal day.
As it's, yeah, and then it's all going to be dead silent, and then he's going to go to the telephone and put on the voicemails and see what's happening, and then we're going to have the voicemails in the background for the rest of it with his dad. It's going to be all voicemails of his dad talking, saying, "Oh, apparently you had an argument with your mum, and what's with everyone else? Is everything okay?"
And it'll just be his friends and stuff saying like, "Oh, are you okay? I've heard about your family and stuff."
Yeah, and then as this is going on, he's going to walk upstairs. As he walks upstairs, he's going to go past the bathroom, and then you're going to get the first glimpse of there's going to be an arm hanging out of the bathtub, covered in blood. But he's not gonna. He's just going to walk past casually. And then as he comes out, he goes
into his bedroom, and then he just like kicks a leg under his bed, and then just takes his coat off as if he's just getting undressed.
And then he talks to his mum, saying, "Okay, I've just got to clean. I'm going to clean some stuff." So as he walks out of his room, he's going to be carrying a weapon. We're not sure yet. Then as he goes downstairs, as he's like cleaning dishes, he'll be like, he cleans a plate, then a bowl. Then he's going to clean like possibly like a hammer, and then but he's going to be like casually, so he doesn't realise what he's doing. Just be like he's cleaning dishes.
Like this is a normal thing, so he's just cleaning up a hammer as if it was one of the dishes, but it's not.
Yeah, and then how are we gonna end it?
Then it goes back up to him in the bathroom, and he's sitting talking to this person in the bathroom, but which you're guessing is dead because the blood's just dripping from their hands, and then.
We're thinking it could end with him just picking up smashed images of his family with bloody hands, so it shows that he killed his family.
Yeah, and then it's gonna at the end it's gonna like fade back to something saying like 1 week later or 12 months later.
Earlier.
Or earlier on, yeah.
Yeah, like a week earlier or something, so it's just like a flashback.
And that's all the picture. Yeah.
Has it got mental problems?
Yes. That's why it's a psychological thriller.
Well, is it going to say like why he does it or?
No, that's...
Not in the opening though.
Okay.
But like if there was more to the film, then you'd figure out why.
Yeah, because it's supposed to like create suspense and like leave you like on edge, like wondering why this is all happening. Yeah.
I think a good thing is if you show like he's doing it like it's normal. If you really show that, it'll like freak the audience out, like you said. So I think that's a good idea.
I was going to say actually the voicemail idea I think would work really effectively. So he's listening to voicemails on his phone.
It would be like
when he comes in the door, he could just press the voicemail button, and then it would start.
Do you do that? If you said he's a teenager, how many of you get in and press the voicemail buttons on your home?
I have to.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Because mostly now it tends to be mobiles,
yeah.
doesn't it? So as that's playing, is he just carrying on with his normal everyday life? So
Yeah.
we're seeing him in his normal activity, and then we've got these voicemails suggesting that there's something wrong.
Yeah.
As you were describing your concept, I could picture it in my head. So as an audience, in terms of being able to visualise it, obviously you're going to interject your titles and your credits, but I did wonder if that's an awful lot of action just for 2 minutes by the time you build up your suspense using your soundtrack and with your titles and credits. And the scene that actually I wonder whether would detract from it, can you guess which scene I think might be difficult?
The one with the arm?
Yeah. I think actually you create more suspense without the dripping arm from... It's so much information in the first 2 minutes. Whereas if you're establishing your character, it's a psychological thriller, so we know he's being established as the character with the psychological difficulties, he's going to be, acting normal on the surface, to all intents and purposes, a normal everyday teenager. You're establishing that, and then you've brought in the audio in terms of the voicemails, letting the audience know that there is some problem there. that there is some psychological damage, or I don't know how extreme the messages will be. But isn't that enough to suggest that there's going to be problems? If you start having dripping blood...
I think we could just do little subliminal messages like the washing of the hammer, the cleaning. We were going to clean blood. I don't know.
Yeah, like splattered blood in one of the rooms.
So we could just leave out the actual bodies.
The washing up and interspersing it with the hammer, I think, works brilliantly. So that's like everyday stuff, cup, plate, hammer. I mean, maybe you could have like flashes of red to suggest that there's been some kind of bloody attack, but without dwelling on it. Something like that, so that it's showing the difference between his normal surface life and what's going on in his mind, or indeed has happened elsewhere.
Are you going to use any music? If so, what kind?
So far, I don't think so. I think the voicemail thing is the main source of sound that we're using, and
We could have like atmospheric music like under that. But yeah, we haven't really thought that yet.
Can I give you an idea?
Yeah.
I think you should start with music, and then when he pushes a button, stop all the music so it's just the voicemails playing. Maybe.
If you do that idea of flashing on screen the kind of the red, that could be a point where you could use some very discordant sound, or almost as though reflecting his, his mental state at the time. A bit like your Psycho, not using Psycho, but where what is in his mind is so different from the kind of what would be the perceived reality of his life to everybody else.
So it could just be like one piercing sound.
Yeah. Maybe if you do like, when you're washing the hammer, like a split second, so the audience isn't quite sure that they've seen that, but that's how his mind operates. But do you think that is a potentially, does it fit the thriller genre?
Yeah.
Conventions, and do you think it's practical given our production resources?
Yeah, I think they could do it. I think they could.